Booger. And we're live. Let's see here. Let me grab the URL really quick before anybody shows up. Really fast. There we go. Let's see. That should be it. Okay. Hello, Green Yeti. How you doing? Uno momento, por favor. Just doing it. Hey, Mark Hoke. And Comic Tropes. Awesome. Woodman29, Ranger Danger. Hello, everyone. The gang's all here. Okay. All right, I think I've got that shared. That's now okay. Hello, everyone. Nice to see everybody. Hi, Tony and Jeremy. Comic Tropes has a question. We'll get back to that later. Hello, Evan. Hello, Guitar Guy and Robert. Swamp Thing, how do you do? Marvel and DC. Thank you, I'm doing well. What was Comic Tropes' question? Who would win in a fist fight between Destro and Beachhead? That would be tough. Beachhead has the training, but Destro is big and tough and ruthless, and he'd be tough to beat. And what's still to be reviewed that I'm dreading? A lot of 1993. Hi, Pensive Ruin. How do you do? Hi, Matt Edwards. Rocket Firing Boba. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Hi, Gaz. Nice to see you. Rob M. says, hello from Missouri. Hello, Missouri from the United States. Hello, Brandon Knight. This is that part of the live stream where I'm just saying hello to everyone. Hi, J.K. Siege. Hello, thanks everyone for joining. So I didn't have a review on Sunday. But I definitely wasn't going to miss the live stream. I really don't like missing the live stream. I don't like missing reviews either. Hi, Dale. How you doing? Action Figure Expert. Thank you for the happy birthday. Hello, Human Mechanism. Comic Trope says, how long till we get a Hoodie Coco shirt? No idea. It's one of those things that I just haven't allocated the time to work on. I was actually commenting to Susan that I'm a little unhappy with the reduced content production that I'm doing. I haven't put out as much stuff. I'm also a little bit worried about the lack of progress that I've made on special projects. So I've got a lot to work on. I've really got to buckle down. The next few months are going to be crazy busy, and I'm getting a little bit behind. Brandon asks how my birthday was. It was nice. It was really nice. Thanks for asking. I had a nice birthday, and then on Saturday I recorded a podcast, so I'll tell you more about that when I find out when it's going to come out. So it's been really good. Robbie says to send regards to his child. Hello, Robbie's child. How are you doing? Do I feel old? Swamp Thing says, I have felt old for a long time. I it's been a while since I've felt young. Sorry the day sucks, Green Yeti. Yeah, Gaz, I was a guest on somebody else's podcast. Again, I'll tell you more as soon as I find out when it's going to come out. They're supposed to let me know. Yeah, I am old. I know that. I never denied that. So, yeah. Anyway, so I didn't have a review this Sunday. And, you know, occasionally I take a week off, just, you know, to relax a bit, to kind of have some time to decompress a little bit. But it never seems to really work out that way. All that seems to happen is I don't get a lot accomplished. I don't get to relax as much as I think I will. And I miss everybody. So, Comic Tropes sends a $4.99 super chat. He says, "Happy birthday, thank you. Buy yourself a loose snow job with missing parts." Well, I can do that probably with $4.99. Thank you. Can do. Thank you, Dale. Much appreciated. Yeah, so these weeks off are supposed to be relaxing, but usually it gets filled with other things, and I really miss the the actual review. I wish I miss having the review actually come out and get to present something to you guys, and so I don't end up liking the weeks off as much as I expect that I would. So I'm gonna have to rethink that. There are some occasions where I just have to take a week off because there are other things going on, and I just have to. I just wouldn't be able to do it. But still, I don't like taking weeks off. So I actually had another week off planned pretty soon, and I'm gonna rethink that and decide if I really need it. Because, I like joining you guys each week. Pensive Ruin says, "Is there a month of reviews that you could just do comics?" I guess maybe, but the comic reviews actually take as long as or longer to edit than the figure reviews. So it might save a little bit of time, but it is still, the comic reviews are still pretty involved. Mark asks if I turned 21. Yes, I turned 21. It wasn't last week though. It was many weeks ago. Many weeks. 21 was a long time ago. Do I even remember 21 all that well? Yeah, I remember I remember 21. Bishop, I am actually 44 now. Nyquist says make stop motion adventures with your Joes. I did enjoy doing those back when I did a few of them, but I don't think I could do a better job than G.I. Joeberg is doing right now. I really like their stories, their productions that they do. I think they're a lot of fun, and they have such great backdrops with some really nice nature scenes and beaches and stuff like that, and things that I don't necessarily have access to. So yeah, they do a bang up job. I don't think I could do better than that. Robert says his mom was 24 years old for years because that's how many candles came in a box. She hated being 48. Yeah, I think my my grandmother was 35 for decades before she finally admitted that she was over 40. I think that was sometime when she was in her 70s. It always makes me think of Jack Benny, who decided to just stay 39. So every year he celebrated his 39th birthday. Yeah, Gaz, the floating USS flag. That's just really impressive. That what else can I say about that? That's amazing. James Clark is 29, wink, wink. So, I'm not sure how many years we're supposed to add for each wink, but yeah. Siege says I could try writing for Joburg. That's interesting. They haven't invited me to do that, but I'd think about that. That could be fun. Any luck on Night Force vehicle? I actually no. I still don't have any Night Force vehicles. I've had my eye on a few, but every time I think I'm going to get one, something else jumps in the way, and my priorities change, and I end up getting something else and not the Night Force vehicle. So, but I'm going to nail those down. Mark is going to be 41 in August. Well, happy early birthday. Remind me in August, and I'll say happy birthday. Robert Perky will be 45 in October. We're all just getting old and gray. I mean, look at all this. Look at all this gray hair. Last time I got a haircut, on the floor there was more gray hair than anything else. Leo says, will I ever review the G.I. Joe General? Yes, absolutely, definitely. In fact, that's another thing I've had my eye on. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I haven't bought one yet, mainly because it seems to be really hard to find one complete. I've found several of them that are just pieces, but I want to find one complete. I'm very interested in the General. I just got to get one first. But yeah, the General is on the radar. Oh no, Mark Hogue is going to start with the movies. Mark Hogue says movie for the night is Howard the Duck. Now we've done this where we like get on a tangent about movies, and so yeah, thanks Howard. Now I'm going to think about Howard the Duck. That was a really silly movie. Review Ford America. Well, Tony, believe it or not, Ford America is another one that I've kind of had my eye on, so I'll get there. Sometimes my motivation to buy some of these 90s vehicles is not, doesn't quite push me to get them, but I will have to get them, so, I do keep my eye out. Hello, Gerardo. JK says I can create t-shirts online with smartphone. Yeah, I probably can. It's just a matter of having the time to sit down and do it. Gaz says one of his favorites is Buckaroo Bonsai. Well, that's a good one. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. Anthony says, have you ever thought of going to Kentucky JoeCon? I haven't, just because I don't know very much about it. If I were I would probably go to a lot more cons if I were invited, but just going to the cons can be a bit expensive, so I have to kind of pick and choose. Also, getting the time off of work can be a challenge. Hello, Byron, Joe Motion Videos 82. Nice to see you. Good to see you here. Always good to see you. Speaking of Byron and also Bishop, and Brandon Knight and all these other guys who have sent stuff to me to the new P.O. box, I have a ton of stuff behind me that has been sent to me in the last couple weeks to the P.O. box. So at the end of this month, I'm going to have a very big unboxing video to show you guys. And it's not even the end of the month yet. But I got a giant stack of boxes over there just waiting for me to show you guys. So thank you everyone for that. And as always, you know, I'm not asking you to send stuff to me, okay? But for those who have chosen to, it's really awesome, and you've been very generous. So thank you. Let's see. What am I missing? Thoughts on a Doom/G.I. Joe crossover? You mean like the game Doom, like the old shoot 'em up game? That could be interesting. Now, there's always been more to G.I. Joe than just shooting things up, but you know, I could really picture G.I. Joe fitting in that style of game. I think you could do it. I think it could be even kind of interesting. I guess it depends on how much you like those kinds of games, those like first-person shooter games. Dolberg Toy says, hello, greetings all the way from around Mexico City. Well, hello, Mexico City from the United States. Thanks for joining us. Brandon Knight says, in California there's a JoeCon called SoCal Joe Show on Sunday, May 5th. I have seen that, Brandon. I've seen that advertised. It looks like a great show. And if I could make it to Southern California in May, I would love to be there. I'd really like to be at more conventions. I never have been able to go to as many as I want to. But, you know, time is an issue. The expense is an issue. But I hope someday I'm able to do that. Because for one thing, I love to travel. I love going new places and seeing new cities. So I'm hoping the opportunity will open up in the future for me to go to more. Tony says there were two Joe side scrollers for NES. That's correct. There were some G.I. Joe video games that were released. Like back in the day, in the vintage era. And there have been some since then, too. There was a game released for Rise of Cobra, which I have not played, but I know that it exists. Sorry about your head injury, Green Yeti. I hope you heal soon. And an arcade 3/4 shooter. Yeah, that I remember seeing the arcade game as well. And let's not forget the Atari 2600 game, which had the little guys running across the bottom of the screen, and then the big snakes up there shooting things down at them. You know, G.I. Joe. Oh, yeah, James Berry, the artwork of you on a Joe card was stunning. You could make a great action figure. Thank you very much. And credit to Benny Broca. He goes by Benny Broca on the various forums for doing that artwork. That was really cool, and I really appreciated it. It's very flattering. It's not something I ever expect for like people to draw me. Now, on the other hand, Comic Tropes has, as part of the show, a little drawing for people who send in artwork related to the show. So, you know, that Chris, you get drawings of you all the time. That doesn't happen to me quite as often. Uber Hulk says, do you plan on shooting any Joe hunting videos in the future? You rock, Hail Cobra. Thank you. I don't know. It would be tough to do locally because there are only a few places to go locally where I can reliably find Joes. And I could show you those places, but as far as Joe hunting, that could be a short video. At least around here. Now, if I went somewhere else, if I went to Oklahoma City or back to Dallas, then I could show you some Joe hunting. That might make a more compelling video. Thank you, Woodman. I am doing well. Mark wants an HCC788 action figure. Me too. I don't know how, how that would work, but somehow that just has to happen. Yeah, Nyquist says it's the hooded CC figure. There you go. Just go and get you a 1984 hooded Cobra Commander, and it's me. It's me under there, honest. Yeah, Green Yeti, you've done well, and so I gave you moderator privileges, so behave yourself. Yeah, JJ, I would love to visit again. Really loved the place. In fact, why can't you just move the place here? Then I could visit all the time. Let's see. Who wants to play? What G.I. Joe stuff does Hoodie have around? I've got stuff. Once again, I'm surrounded by stuff that I haven't put away. So I can show you some of the G.I. Joe stuff that I just happen to have here. Some of it's cool. Hey, some of it's cool. Well, here, I've got this Canadian, I don't know if you can see the flag, but it's a Canadian Ram motorcycle. Oh, its side gun is coming loose. But anyway, yeah, I got a Ram motorcycle here. I got some fast draw action figures. In fact, I have more fast draw action figures. All right, this is cool. I'll show you this. This is the Rapid Deployment Force mail-away set from 1993. I finally got the thing complete, like actually complete. So that includes Night Force Shockwave and Night Force Repeater, without the regular accessories, of course, because these aren't the retail releases, so they don't have the retail accessories. And then the fast draw that came with it, and for some reason I have red plastic bags. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. And then the extra accessories that came with it, the extra figure stands, and like the low light sniper rifle, and the hit and run submachine gun, and the little gold submachine gun, and then of course the black pocket patrol pack, and we cannot forget the file card, the weird file card with the photograph of the three guys in the pocket patrol pack on some dude's belt. So, hey, this is kind of cool. I'd actually been hunting this down for a long time. And only finding bits and pieces. But with perseverance and patience, I was able to complete the thing. So I'm really happy about that. So anyway, yeah, I was just showing you guys that. Sorry, I know I missed some of your chat, so sorry. I apologize for missing some of your stuff. And it's Brandon sent me the retail Night Force Shockwave, which is a big deal. So I do have the accessories for that one, but the Rapid Deployment Force Shockwave really only came with a figure stand. That's a weird set, by the way. It's just a weird set. It's unique and interesting. Thank you, Viper269. I appreciate it. Michael Bassett, hey, thank you for the happy birthday. I did have a good birthday. Thank you very much. I bet I still have Stinky Diver. Do I still have Stinky Diver out? I may. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I still have it. Be right back. Hang on. Let's see. No. I don't. Apparently I put Stinky Diver away. Yeah, it's not out here. But I do have Gung Ho. I have Gung Ho. I have Roadblock. I have... Here's one I haven't looked at in quite some time. Haven't even talked about this figure in a long time. Blowtorch from 1984. For some reason, I don't think about this figure very much. But I know that Blowtorch has a lot of fans. A lot of people like Blowtorch. So, yeah, there's Blowtorch. And this, yeah, I do have all this stuff out for a reason. It's not random. But most of it is just stuff that I haven't put away since I, had it out for review or reference purposes. Aquadump Entertainment. Hey, yo, anyone interested in doing voice work for minor characters for the hit web series Cobra? Oh, yeah, Aquadump Entertainment, if you click on his channel, has a web series called Cobra that you can check out. Yeah. I always thought it would be fun to do voice work. The only reason that I wouldn't jump at doing voice work right now is the fact that my plate is really full and I'm getting behind on some of the things that I'm really supposed to be doing. And so I am reluctant to take on a new project. But if I did, that would be a fun project to take on. Peter Ang says, I really hope they bring back all those dead Joes from the old comics like Quick Kick. I don't know, in the Joe comics, dead is usually dead. And I consider that to be a good thing. I think it's hard to treat death in a mature manner when characters just keep popping back to life. Which, I don't know about your experience, but in my experience, everybody that I've known that has died has stayed dead. So one thing I always appreciated about G.I. Joe is that death in G.I. Joe tended to actually mean something. Not always. There were times in G.I. Joe when they brought people back, but not as often as some superhero comics. Hey, Mike Lopez, ever find more parts for the mail-away Vamp? Mr. Lopez asks. I have not. It's in the same state as when I saw you guys. I have seen a few other mail-away Vamps, but not for a price that I was interested in. I would get parts, or I would get another one to complete the one that I have, if the price were right. And right now I just have other priorities. But I do like that vehicle. It's really interesting to see like an 82 style Vamp in a sort of like a Vamp Mark II colors, but not quite. It's unique. I've come to really enjoy getting Vamp variants. The Vamp variants are just neat to me. Just really cool. And I know I've missed some of your questions, so I apologize for that. Somebody's talking about Skywarp for the Decepticons. In comic books, only Uncle Ben and Batman's parents stay dead. That's right. Now, it used to be, we used to say Uncle Ben and Bucky stayed dead. But, of course, they brought Bucky back, so much for that. Oh, Joe Motion Videos says he's resuscitated people back to life. I'll bet he probably really has. Yeah, that's one thing I have to give Byron credit for. Of all of us here, he has probably brought more people back to life than any of us. Sorry, let me fix that so this shows up a little bit better on your screen. There we go. JJ's Toys Room, would you collect 12-inch Joe? Well, sort of. Like I said before, I'd like a sample of things, and I think I have a sample, a sampling of 12-inch figures, enough that I'm fairly satisfied. So I probably wouldn't pursue any others, but I do really like having a couple of 1960s 12-inch figures, and I've got the 12-inch Cobra Commander. Oh, and I got one other 12-inch figure. I'm gonna go get it. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm coming. And I'm back. Okay, so this weekend, my daughter went antique shopping, and she got something for me, and I'm going to show you what she got me. She found this for me. She found Stalker. She found a 12-inch Stalker. It's my favorite guy, and he's in 12-inch scale, so... How about that? So that was very nice. Thank you to Tori for thinking of me and getting me a Stalker. And he even has the fuzz head, like the 70s figures. But yeah, I'm trying to stick with within the scope of my collection. So I'm trying to stick with my 82 to 94, but it doesn't hurt to have just a sampling of other things. So I'm absolutely not a completist when it comes to really anything outside of 82 to 94. And that includes the international stuff. I like having some of the international stuff because it's awesome. But I'm not going to go out and try to track down all the Action Force. There are people who are much more expert at Action Force than I am, and they'll be glad to give you any information that you might want. I'm kind of an outsider when it comes to Action Force, but I do think it's really cool. Speaking of Action Force, Ben Walsh says, "Greetings from England." Greetings, England, from the United States. Do I collect anything other than G.I. Joes? What are your favorite 80s toy lines? I don't collect anything really specifically other than G.I. Joe, although I pick up some things from time to time. Like I said a few minutes ago, like I'll get a sampling of things rather than like actually try to collect a lot of really anything outside of my G.I. Joe stuff. And that's really just to make sure that the collection stays a manageable size without getting out of hand. But see, hello, Albert Moe, nice to see you. But every once in a while, I just get this desire to have something in particular. And here's an example. See that? Let's see that. Hold on. See that right there? That is a 1938 Dick Tracy secret compartment ring. This was advertised on the Dick Tracy radio show in the 1930s. You had to take a couple box tops off of Quaker cereal and send them in, and you'd get this secret compartment ring just like the one Dick Tracy had on the show. And I was listening to that old radio show just for fun, because that's the kind of thing I do to relax. And it was like, man, I wonder if I can find one of those rings. They were advertising these rings pretty thoroughly. Yeah, Peter, it was on the radio show, not television. It's the Dick Tracy radio show. Yeah, so I had to have one, so I went out and got one. So, yeah, so every once in a while, I'll find something like that I just have to have. But I'm not going to start a Dick Tracy collection. Let's see, like there was a few weeks back, I don't know if you remember, but at one of our local antique stores, I bought a book about collectible Pez dispensers. Because I'm interested in other hobbies. I want to see what they do. I want to see like what interests other people. And it was really cool to read. But I'm not going to go out there and start collecting Pez dispensers. Beta Ray Bob says, "Did the inside of the ring remind you to eat your Quaker Oats?" No, it doesn't, but it's funny that you mentioned that. The secret compartment in this ring is way too small for you to actually keep anything in it. And so, as far as the gimmick goes of it having a secret compartment, very cheesy. The secret compartment's kind of worthless. Came with message, be sure to eat more Quaker cereal. You know, those old radio shows were very commercial, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did come with something like that. Yeah, everybody remembers in Christmas Story the Little Orphan Annie secret code that was an advertisement for Ovaltine. And that those old radio shows, they were really like that. They really pushed their sponsor. Mark Hoke says he's reviewing Pythona this week. So make sure you check out Mark Hoke's review of Pythona. I assume it's the club version of Pythona. I know a lot of collectors really liked that figure. Now, of course, I'm not a big Cobra Law fan, but I know a lot of you guys out there really were, nuts about that Pythona figure, about finally getting a Pythona figure after all these years. So yeah, I just thought I'd share some of the odd G.I. Joe stuff that I have around, and I think that's about it. That's within arm's reach. I wanted to show you my new Stalker. So, anyways, yeah, I'm sorry, I missed some of your chats, so I apologize if I missed your questions. So, yes, and Green Yeti is Team Globulus, and Green Yeti now has at least a couple of Globulus figures, so congratulations. Tony says Quinn had a miniature saw blade in a fake boot heel. Yeah, I did see that. I think I pointed that out in the comic book. It's rather extraordinary that got past the jail guards. These are the kind of things like not at our jail. I've been to our county jail more times than I can count. Seeing clients. And yeah, it's not. If you're an inmate, it's not so easy to sneak stuff like that in. So, yeah, that's one of the things where I kind of had to suspend disbelief a little bit for the comic book. Oh, and yeah, and Snake Eyes had like $100 bill in his sleeve or something like that. Also, like Quinn used the that saw blade to saw through the bars. But in our jail, if you somehow manage to use anything to get outside the building, all that would do is put you in this enclosed, courtyard where you would be seen by a lot of people and then caught again. So getting outside the actual jail wouldn't do you a whole lot of good. And see, Johannes likes that Pythona figure. I know a lot of people like the Pythona figure. Yes, many of the Crimson Guard were lawyers. Now that is something. Now, if you want to get in trouble real fast, lawyers have gotten in trouble trying to, sneak things into their clients. Don't do that. That's not that sort of thing that that's big trouble real fast. I don't know. Maybe some jails are more lax than ours, but we'll do that. Just don't do it. Jason says, did I see the Avengers Endgame trailer? War Machine's suit got a new rocket. Yeah, I need to watch the trailer again because I kept trying to watch it and I kept getting distracted by people. But what I saw of it looked pretty cool. And of course, I'll see the movie. I am a sucker for these Marvel movies. They can put out as many movies as they want. All the characters, the top level characters, secondary level, third level character. I don't care. when I was a kid, I always dreamed of having good Marvel Comics movies, like Comics movies with budgets and with good special effects. And now we are in this era where they're pumping out Marvel movies, Fast and Furious, and I'll take all of them. And I know people have their complaints about them. I don't care. Complain all you want. It doesn't matter to me. Just give me the Marvel movies. Yeah, Byron, codename Disbarred. Compartment just big enough for a bump. LS says, is there an omnibus of the Marvel G.I. Joe comics? That would be an interesting read. There isn't, as far as I know. There are reprints, and so you can get them in reprinted form. I know Marvel and IDW have released the reprints in volumes with like 10 issues per volume. But like the last volume like that reprints the last few comics up to 155 is hard to find. I guess they didn't print a lot of those, and the original comics are hard to find too. So those comics are actually hard to get your hands on and read, either in the original form or in reprints. So even if going for reprints, it can be hard to get the entire series. So yeah, that's a challenge. But I've not heard of anyone releasing an omnibus. If they did, though, I think a lot of people would go for that, because some of those issues, especially the later issues, can be hard to find. So it'd be nice to be able to just read them. Not even not necessarily have the originals, but just have copies to read. All right. See, I get started on these tangents and I miss your chat. So sorry about that. Yeah, now if Hasbro would make a good G.I. Joe movie, that's what we're hoping for, Brandon. And I am remaining cautiously optimistic about the Snake Eyes movie. I'm going to try to stay positive about it. I'm crossing my fingers. Mark says, Hootie Coco, my codename will be Straight Jacket. Yeah. That's funny. What is... Swamp Thing says, what's the purpose of life? Now, is that another way of asking what is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? Hey, there's Benny Broca, Benito Fernandez. Benny, I gave credit to you earlier, and I will give you credit again for the awesome artwork that I was able to share over the weekend. So thank you for that again. And everybody thinks it's awesome and really cool. So thank you, Benny. So yes, yeah, see, L.S. Gregor says 42 is the answer to life. So I think that's the answer to your question. The answer is 42. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining. We've got a pretty lively live chat going on, and I apologize for not being able to keep up with you guys as well. Normally I'd like to talk to you about the most recent review that went up, but there wasn't a new one on Sunday, so I don't have a new video to talk with you guys about. But there will be a video this Sunday and next Sunday. It's all planned out already. Now, this video that's coming up this coming Sunday is probably not going to be a real big one. The thing that's being reviewed is kind of small. Excuse me. But the one after that, the one after that is pretty special. So stick with me. I know the the output hasn't been, you know, quite as rapid as it usually is, but I will get back up to speed, and I've just got to not take so many weeks off. Taking weeks off is no good for me. I don't like it. I think I'm gonna like it. I think I'm gonna enjoy, you know, relaxing and chilling out, but it does. That's not how it turns out. Peter Ang says Snake Eyes solo movie is going to be a nostalgia trip of the cartoon like the Bumblebee movie. Well, I hope they do it in a way that gives people that feeling. And certainly, like, Bumblebee has now become the model, but, you know, can you actually follow that model? You know, it's good to know how to do it, but then you have to actually follow up and do it. So I'm hoping that Snake Eyes turns out to be what we hope it will be. But there's just no way to know until it actually comes out, so we will see. Thanks everyone again for joining. I think, like, I've already shown you all my G.I. Joe stuff that I have around here. I still have the guys out from the Special Mission Brazil review. Oh yeah, I wanted to point out something. In the Special Mission Brazil review, I neglected to mention the actual special mission in Brazil in the Special Mission comic book series. I think that was like issue number 2 of the comic book series. And that would have been a good time to mention it in the Special Mission Brazil review. And Timmer actually came out with a review of that issue today, and it reminded me, oh, well, there's a Special Mission in Brazil. Probably should have mentioned that. So anyway. I guess addendum to the Special Mission Brazil review. G.I. Joe had a special mission in Brazil. And, you know, I need to check the dates. It may have actually been in 1986. That issue may have been published the same year the Special Mission Brazil figures were released. But in that issue, the characters were mostly different from what was released in the Toys R Us series. Except Dial Tone was on that mission. They did have Dial Tone. But that's all they had. And no Claymore. Jason, that's what I said. Timmer just reviewed that issue. Brandon says, can I show my birthday gifts? Yes. But instead of showing them right now, I'm going to show them in the next unboxing video. Unless... hold on. Oh, screw that. I'm going to go ahead and show them now. Brandon said to show you now. Hold on a second. Let me go. Hold on. There should be right over here. Time out. Time out. Okay. This and Brandon sent these to me. Okay. All right. I think bottom one first. I'll show you. So these will actually, you know, these will be boxes that I won't have to do in the unboxing video, and that's good because I think that video may be a bit long. So, all right. Here's what Brandon sent. I kept them in the boxes, you know, because I plan to do the unboxing video. Surprise live unboxing, everyone. Surprise live unboxing. Brandon sends a letter that says, thank you again for all your help making the G.I. Joe community a fun and great place for us to come gather and share. This is a great time for G.I. Joe, a new spark to relight and create the magic that G.I. Joe had back in the 80s and 90s. In this package is a late birthday gift. Hope you enjoy them. Maybe in the future you would like to review these items. I know some of them I will, because I know what's in here. Some wisdom from your latest birthday. Another year has gone by and another number added to your age, you find more gray hairs growing. That's true. But think as marks of all of the adventures you've had. Never think and feel old. Too late. Inside is still a kid who loves G.I. Joe. Happy birthday and hope your wishes come true, Yo Joe. Thank you, Brandon. And let's see. All right. Okay. Okay. Where should I start? Okay. Now some of these aren't Joe figures. I'll start with the actual Joe figures. Okay. So we've got. This is Cobra Commander version. I don't remember the last version, the one with the removable helmet, and he's got like the mask. It's basically the same head as the 12-inch figure that I showed you. So you know, there he is, the face of Cobra Commander. This is a really interesting figure that I'm gonna have to take a closer look at. So that's good, and that's one that I didn't have already, so thank you. And I apologize, excuse me, as I'm opening this, I probably won't be able to see your live chat, so I apologize for not keeping up. I'll try to catch up as soon as I'm done. In addition to that, we have some core figures. Oh, wait, oh, I missed one, The black hooded Cobra Commander. And then, I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun, but I want to share these. We've got some core figures. This is marked the core Fox from 1986, the core Gas Man from 1990, and these core figures, these O-ring core figures, are really fascinating to me. I remember them. I did have some of these. The core Whispering Willie, 1986. Got to talk to this guy about his costume. All right, that's not going to fly with HR. But really interesting. Yeah. So these are interesting to me. I don't have a lot of core figures as an adult collector, but I did get them back in the day because we had several uses for them. Here's a file card for the Viper version. I'm pretty sure it's version 3. The Sonic Fighters Viper figure. And this is really cool. Let me move the box out of the way. This is comic books. Let's see. Well, I don't want it here. Look. Comic books. Sergeant Rock. Check that out. Sergeant Rock from DC Comics. That's just awesome. With the Joe Kubert art. I'm going to enjoy these. This is so cool. So thank you, Brandon, for that. And the other box. The other box has another letter. It says, here are cool military comics you might like and enjoy. Hope you enjoy these different stories from different time periods. It's amazing that Marvel and DC made many military comics. Imagine if there were many toy lines from these comics. Would G.I. Joe have competition during the 80s? They may have. Tell me which comic you liked best and when done reading them. Okay, so that includes Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, and I really love this. I mean, this is before my time, obviously, but I love going back and reading this era of comic books. I really do. This is Combat Kelly and the Deadly Dozen. Awesome. This is like a series. Yeah. This is a series called The Unknown Soldier, published by DC. Not familiar with this series, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. So that's what Brandon sent me for my birthday. Thank you, Brandon. And I was going to save those for the unboxing video, but I just decided, since Brandon said to show everybody, I just decided to show you now. So there we go. So there. Thank you again, Brandon. I hope you're satisfied with that that little impromptu unboxing. And my chair is rolling over bubble wrap. There we go. So yeah. Thank you, and thanks for all of the birthday wishes. It was really nice to hear from all of you. I tried to say thanks to everyone. If I missed you and I didn't say thanks, I apologize. I'll say thank you now. So thanks to everyone for the very kind birthday wishes. Albert Mo says there's a $25,000 collection of Joes on eBay. I don't think it's worth it. What do you think? It's not complete. You can get a lot of Joes for $25,000. I guess it depends on what's there. I mean, is it all like common stuff? Is there a Pimp Daddy Destro in there somewhere? Does it include like the recalled roadblock, the recalled Battle Core roadblock? I mean, I guess it depends on what's in it, but you can get a lot of Joes for $25,000. Is it like graded stuff? I don't know. Mostly 87 figures, like from 1987. I would have a hard time adding up stuff from 87 and coming up with $25,000. Interesting. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it looks like we're about 5 minutes from our stopping point. I will be stopping at 8 o'clock. But this has been great. I've really enjoyed the live chat. I've enjoyed seeing everybody today. I've really liked the interaction. So thank you, everyone. This is the best part of my Tuesday afternoon, is being able to come and talk with you guys. I look forward to this every week. In fact, that 1 week that I wasn't able to do it because I was sick, I regretted it all week. The whole week I was like, maybe I could have just tried. But I really enjoy joining you guys every week, and we'll make sure to do it again next week. So, Delvis missed everything. I'm sorry. Hey, you can catch it on the replay. So yeah, don't worry. You can watch it from the beginning. But thanks for joining us anyway. And thanks Mark and Gaz and everybody. I'm going to start thanking everybody, and it's going to take all day because there are so many people to thank. But I really do appreciate it. You guys really make this worthwhile. There are times when producing the videos is very tedious and sometimes exhausting, and even then it doesn't always come out the way that I want it to, so it can be frustrating. But the one thing that I can count on that's always enjoyable is my interaction with you guys, my interaction with the viewers, and all of you folks that remember G.I. Joe and still enjoy it and want to talk about it, and you're enthusiastic about it, and I love that. I love that sometimes even more than working on the videos. So thanks everyone. Thank you for just being an awesome crowd. I can tell you there are a lot of channels out there on YouTube that just wish that they had the quality of viewers that we have. I mean, just the really awesome people, the smart people that we have on here. And so, yeah, I feel pretty lucky to have this particular crowd of people come into my channel every week. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Robert says he missed most of the stream, but was at the NCAA play-in games in Daytona. Having a great week. Well, awesome. I hope you enjoy your play-in games in Daytona. But thanks for joining us for at least for a couple minutes. Yeah. Thanks again, everyone. I guess it's about time to wrap it up. So I will say good night to you guys. But we will do this again next week. And if everything goes as planned, I think there will be a short video for you tomorrow. I think. So I will. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down for now. I'll see you all next week. And until then, remember, Booger.